I've had the Nintendo Switch OLED for about 5 years now, and when the Switch 2 launched, I spent $450 to upgrade. So today, I'm going to answer one simple question. Was that upgrade actually worth it, or did Nintendo just charge me $450 to get me back to where I already was? And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether you should upgrade or keep your OLED and save your money. The Nintendo Switch 2 is here, and it's an absolute monster of a machine. It's faster and more powerful. But for millions of people still holding on to the Switch OLED, a console that already feels pretty close to perfect, the arrival of this new beast creates a very real and very expensive problem. First off, let's kick things off with the heart of the dilemma, the one area where the older console genuinely fights back, and that's the display. The Switch OLED has a beautiful OLED display, and it's kind of hard to catch it on film, but when you see it in person, it is so much more vibrant. The blacks are so much more deeper, and it just really pops with color. Now the Switch 2 screen is pretty good too. At almost 8 inches is much larger, and it doesn't have like the super deep blacks and the color pop of like the OLED, but it's still pretty impressive for the LCD screen that it is. It's not that much of a step down. Now even though the Switch OLED has more beautiful colors and deeper blacks and it just pops, the Switch 2 screen also runs at 1080p and has 120 FPS. So that is something that the Switch OLED can't really compete with. It's incredibly smooth, especially for those fast-paced games, and it also has HDR10, which is something that the Switch OLED doesn't have. Now, depending on what you value out of your screen, it can go either way. Now, when it comes to the design, I mean, the Switch 2 is better in every way, except for the screen. We've already talked about the screen, but the screen is much larger. It has a higher refresh rate. The Joy-Cons are larger. The buttons are larger, so they're easier to hit. It doesn't feel like it's made for a toddler's hand. And the way the Joy-Cons detach is so much better than they do on the Switch OLED or, the original Switch where it had that rail system. The magnets are actually pretty strong. I was concerned about that at first, magnets, but they're pretty strong. I mean, nothing bad to say about that. They just work. And you have the USB button, charger port on the top and the bottom of the Switch. So depending on how you position, you don't have to hold it or have an awkward cord in your way all the time. So the design is familiar, but just better. I mean, it feels more appropriate as far as the size of the screen and holding it in. But one complaint I've always had about a Switch is the ergonomics. It's just not very comfortable to hold. I always like to put like a grip case on it because I'm used to using like controllers when I play other consoles like PlayStation or whatever. So I'm used to like that kind of a feel. And the Switch is just too slick. But I understand why it's made the way it is, so it can slide into the dock so that you can detach it or just take it with you more portably so it's not so thick. It's nice and sleek and slim. I get it. But ergonomics is just something I just never really could get down with the Switch, man. I could never just get a good hold on it, but if you put a grip case on it, that's not a problem. Also, the Switch OLED was kind of famous for like the kickstand. It was a nice wide kickstand. It wasn't as cheap looking, and it extended way further. The Switch 2, it doesn't have the wide one like the Switch, or like the full wide piece panel for like the Switch OLED, but it still leans back pretty far, so the flexibility is still there. And when it comes to memory, the Switch 2 is 4 times the size of storage. So the Switch OLED, I believe, is probably 64 gigabytes, and then the Switch 2 is 256 gigabytes out the box. That's a pretty big difference, given the games are probably larger files, but they do compensate you for that. Now, when it comes to battery life, this is another part where the Switch OLED is victorious, because I believe it lasts for about 4.5 to 9 hours of battery life, whereas the Switch 2, because it's more powerful, sometimes you can get 2 to like 6 hours out of it, like real world. Now, when it comes to the price, the Switch OLED is still about $350. And the Switch 2 is $450 right now. So that's a clean and clear $100 difference that you're buying. Now, if you already have a Switch OLED, you've already spent that money. You've already spent the $350. And there's now a question of, should you spend the $450 to get the Switch 2 or upgrade? Or if you're a person who's deciding between the two, doesn't have either one, maybe just the original Switch, you can pay $350 for the OLED or $450 for the Switch 2. And this is where, like I said, it depends on what you value out of your console, your screen, your portability, battery life, things like that, next gen gaming. This is a question that only you can answer, but those are the numbers. Now, the Switch OLED is still running off the 2017 era of NVIDIA chips with 4 gigabytes of RAM, whereas the Switch 2 is running off the more modern NVIDIA chips with 12 gigabytes of RAM. Now, a lot of people might not really know what that means, but basically it has much better performance and it loads a lot faster. But the real magic comes with the DLSS upscaler. It uses an AI upscaler to boost performance without any noticeable drops in your visual quality. quality. And it also has a boost mode for those older games. Also, a lot of people might wonder, can you still play all your old games? For the most part, yeah. Probably about 99% of those games you can play on the Switch 2. I've never ran into a situation where I couldn't play any of my older games, but that shouldn't be a real concern. And even so, some of the games that are older actually have Switch 2 upgrades so they look and perform even better. Now, I'm still waiting on that new next-gen Zelda or 3D Mario. I'm looking at you, Nintendo. But speaking of games, this is where the Switch OLED and Switch 2 might can split the difference here, because a lot of people feel like there aren't really a lot of exclusive games to the Switch 2, and that is partly true. You have Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, and not that many really console exclusives. So they're coming. I mean, they're just not here right now. And I say right now because even though they might not be here right now, it still might be in your best interest if you don't have a Switch 2 yet and you're considering getting one, to get one now. Even though the games, like I said, aren't here yet, they are going to come. We know that. But the reason I say that is because the Switch 2 right now, I believe, is still $450. It's going to go up to, I think, about $500 in the next few months. The days of waiting for a console to get cheaper over time or wait for a sale are not here anymore. Now it seems it's cheaper to buy the console when it launches, because the way things are going with the economy or the current climate and chip costs and all these things that come with AI, is just, everything's just getting more expensive faster. So that's why I say there's not a lot of exclusive games right now, which might be a reason you're holding off. But if you hold on too long, you're going to be paying more money. And it's sad to say, but that's just the reality of how things work now. So it's probably in your best interest, if you are considering getting it, to get it now. The exclusive games, we know they're going to come. It's just development time for games is just much longer because technology is a lot better now, and they want to make sure these games are worth the time that they put into it. So just to summarize everything that I was discussing in this video, when it comes to screen size, you're going from a 7-inch on the OLED to almost 8 inches on the Switch 2. For the performance mode, you have a 2017 chip, which is almost 10 years old. It's capable of what it's capable of, 60 FPS. You can only go 720p in handheld mode, up to 1080 when it's docked. Then there's the Switch 2, which has a newer chip, triple the RAM, 4 times the memory. It's capable of AI upscaling, so it could take an image, maintain the quality while increasing performance. So that's a thing that's really big these days in modern gaming. It's being done in PlayStation, it's being done on PC. So AI upscaling is here to stay, and that's something that the Switch 2 is capable of. And also the Switch 2 is 1080p in handheld mode, and it's 4K when it's docked. So it's a night and day difference when it comes to visual quality or fidelity. And that doesn't even bring into account that the Switch OLED is capped out at 60 Hz or 60 FPS, whether it's handheld or docked, whereas the Switch 2 is 120 Hz or 120 FPS. So if you're playing games like Fortnite or anything that's fast paced, that's where that really excels at. The ergonomics are basically the same. Like I said, it's the same console hardware design, just larger, and just the detachment of the Joy-Cons is a lot different than the rail system, which is a lot better in my opinion. And like I said, the Switch OLED battery life is about 4.5 to 9 hours, where the Switch 2 might be about 2 to 6. So these are things that you have to consider. The whole package is something you have to consider. And then lastly is the price. The Switch OLED is $350, where the newer next gen Switch 2 is $450 for now. It's going to be $500, I think, towards the end of the year. So if you are considerate, these are all the things that you probably should take into account before making a decision. Or if you do make a decision, make it soon. So after all that, who should upgrade or who should pick which one? If you're a handheld purist and you mostly play in handheld mode, the OLED screen is stunning and the battery life is a lot better. Now, if you're somebody who's a performance junkie or likes to play docked, which is mostly how I play, you can't really compete with that 4K and that 120 Hertz. Now, if you're a brand new buyer who doesn't own either one, in my opinion, I say buy the Switch 2. It's just $100 more. And like I said, the Switch OLED does have a beautiful screen. I get that. But the Switch 2 screen is not that much worse, really, considering how technology advances. Like it's pretty good. And like I said, it's going to get more expensive soon. And there are a lot more next gen games on the horizon. And I'd hate for somebody to sit there and wait to see proof first before buying it. Although that's logically what you probably should do. But the way things are moving now, you're just going to end up regretting it. Because a lot of people did that with the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro. And they wanted to wait to see PSSR 2. And by the time they saw real world results, it was like $150 more expensive. So if you believe in the machine, if you believe in the company, I think you just go ahead and get it now. If you are a new buyer. Anyways, that's the video. If you enjoyed it, please drop me a like. Leave me a comment. Let me know which one do you have. Are you considering upgrading? Are you a new buyer? What's your situation? And if you found this helpful, share this with a friend. And if you want more content like this, consider subscribing. And I'll catch you in the next one.